once you have a kid, that's yours. You know, like you can't return it at Whole Foods like Amazon or something. You know what I mean? Like you have a kid. That's your kid. Wow. Okay, that's what we're doing. And a little bit of me was like, is there any out? Is there any out? And I don't mean go get cigarettes in Florida like an asshole. I don't mean come back in 20 years. No, like a gentleman, I wondered, can you really drop him off at the fire station? I'm not gonna. I wouldn't. But can I? Is that okay? Like, is it legal? Is that just some Hollywood shit? Did they make that up? Some Spielberg? Like, oh yeah, like you can't really... Check it out. I Googled it. Yeah. You can drop your kid off at the fire station. In fact, in Texas, that alone is a little bit of a chuckle. In Texas, you can drop your kid off at the fire station, and then they give you 60 days to decide if that was a good decision. And if you change your mind, you can go back and get your kid. No questions asked. The relief that came over me, I was like, oh shit, I could have a kid. Yeah, sure. The relief. No, because so many more questions came up. I was like, 60 days? You ever have some shit you've been meaning to do? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta go to the bank, you've been meaning to paint that other room for a minute. That's gotta be 4 days, you know, like... No questions asked, none, zero. So what's the drop-off like? Is it like a coat check? Do you give me a valet ticket? Like, what the fuck? What's the exchange? What is this? And how many people, in all honesty, how many people show up with a baby in one arm and a suitcase and a plane ticket in the other arm, knowing you're coming back in 2 weeks? No, the Dallas-Fort Worth is an international airport. You could go to Europe for 2 weeks. No one wants to be the crying baby on the plane guy. You know, but you still want to see the Eiffel Tower. You're romantic, you know? So you just drop the baby. You don't answer any questions. But I got questions like, is it cumulative 60 days? Is it like 7 now and then like 8 next month? You know, like a punch card? Is it just 60 and then we start over? Like, can I do 60 as many times as I want? I think, at what age do you have to stop? I don't know. I think when the kid starts to remember. You know what I mean? They don't ask you questions, but they know your kid's name. You know what I mean? Like, when your kid starts to get sad on the way to the hospital, you know what I mean? You ever have a dog in the car and you're going to the beach and it knows like 8 blocks away. The dog's like, we're going to the beach. And when your kid's like, I don't like this part of town. You're like, shit, all right. We don't have to do that to you anymore. I will leave you this. One thing I'm excited about being a parent, one thing I'm excited about, because I got excitement. It's telling fairy tales again. Yeah, because now that I'm an adult, I kind of see through them. Right? Like, I get what was going on. Humpty Dumpty. Remember, like, the king was so upset. Right? He's freaking out. The king was freaking out. And you're like, oh, he must be best friends with Humpty. It had to be, you know, it's his buddy. As an adult, I understand a little bit of socioeconomics. And I realized, like, that king had to be the only king with a talking egg. You know what I mean? Like, that was his revenue. He was crushing it on the talking egg tour. You know what I mean? People were coming in for miles. He was getting all kinds of gold coins from, you know, the talking egg show. Someone runs in and they're like, yeah, Humpty's dead. The king's like, what the fuck? The talking egg? How? Well, he was up on this great wall. Who put the round egg on the flat wall? Who the fuck? Off with the head of the guy who put the round egg on the flat wall. What are we gonna do? Well, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Get all my horses and all my men. And they're like, sire, your highness, what are the horses gonna do with their hoofs to help an egg? I never understood that. What is a flat hoof gonna do for a round egg? Then I understood. Glue. Yeah, it's adult shit and it slipped right by. You didn't fucking know. It's glue. That's why the horses had to go. The glue. They needed glue. Because that's what you do with a broken egg. You glue that shit back together. And because he knew he'd get fucking raided if anyone found out the egg was gone, they re-glued the egg back together. They were in all that marionette fucking puppet shit back in the day. So they glued Humpty and they drew a happy face on him. Someone hid behind the wall. Oh, I'm Humpty Dumpty. Everything's fine. And people were like, I don't think that egg is right. Pieces are falling off, yolks pouring out, kids are crying. And the king just took his loot and got the fuck out of there. That's how that fairy tale ended. You guys, I'm Paul Roseberry. Thanks so much for coming out.